Good evening, good evening. Welcome to another live FB at Martin TF Wong on the 2nd of March. Now remember, this is our three-part series on preparing for the next big move in the US and Malaysian market. But tonight we're going to talk more about the psychology and the lifestyle as well as the life cycle where you are looking into whether investing or trading is for you. Now, if you feel that this material does make a lot of sense, give me a shout out in here. And if you have any queries or any question that you want, do type it in there. I'll be happy to help out, as I've been helping some of our members in there to straighten up their portfolio and seeing that the opportunity is here. What can we do as investor and trader to look in here? The market has certainly turned for the worst because of the Russian, and we're going to talk a bit about that also tonight in here. And of course, the information we talk about here are for educational purposes. This is my disclaimer here. Just take note of this here. And of course, our market conference, which we've been promoting, is coming on the March 12th, which is about another 10 more days in here. And it is a free conference, so we decided to make it a free conference. And there are free gifts, okay? So free gift. So make sure you registered in our website, or when you come across the link that we have, or on our SMARTRobie. That's right, you can register to our SMARTRobie apps in here. Just download it from the Google Play Store and Apple Store. You can register, and we're going to be giving out free gift for those of you who are attending on this special Zoom, supported by our two international VSA Wyckoff trader, Ramon Bogono and Dr. Gary, and also not to forget KGB from the CFO here, Mr. Jung in here, and also myself and KK from MACQ in here. So lots of great things to come in here. And of course, we will be talking about what's really happening to the market. Has the bear come into the Wall Street? We all know the market continued to move lower and lower, but let's examine the real situation that we have for much of the time in here. Let's take a look at where we are. Do you know who this guy is? Anybody? Just type it inside there. Who is this guy? All right. I'm sure many of you will know this guy, right? Just type it inside there. Who is this guy? All right. This is no other than the Putin, the Russian leader. And just 2 days ago, he decided to put up the nuclear alert. All right. The nuclear alert where the Russians right now are intensified because there are possible of nuclear escalation, as they put it, as a deterrent, because many of the Western countries are putting up economic sanction, that even the stock market was closed down for 3 days. So many people are really fearful. Is this the end of the world? What do you think? Do you think that Vladimir Putin is going to be putting up a nuclear weapon to wipe out the entire Eastern Europe in here? I better hope not. Because if it does, this is really a really bad situation if the market has gone through this stage where the market will be no longer in existence in here. But I don't think it is likely, not that the experience we are seeing. Putin, like it or not, it's a very, very cunning person, very devious. No doubt he is back to the war, but he will do whatever necessary, I think, to try out this, including using nuclear weapon as a mean to scare people. And don't forget, the Russian has one of the largest ballistic missile in the eastern, in the Russian soil in here. So is it coming now? I don't think so. Now at the same time, on the 9th of February, earlier February this year, just before our masterclass, we have talked about how to identify good stocks and sign of market bottoming up. So I just want to recap some of the things that we talk about in here. Wait. Okay, just wait a minute. My power. Why is my thing jammed? Okay, I'm having difficulty right now to move my PowerPoint. Just give it a minute, and I'm trying to move this. Oh, my PowerPoint seems to be. Okay. I have to stop it right now. It seems that it's jammed right now for some reason. Tonight I have to sort this out a bit. I think Okay, I'll probably open another file here because that one may be connected to my internet. Okay, I need to save this first. I apologize for the technical issue here because my PowerPoint seems to be jammed right now. Let me get on to the right slide for you. Okay, let me see whether I can move the slide here. I'm having difficulty moving the slide. Okay, let me try one more thing here. And okay, I'm restarting again from my hard disk rather than from the server. And let's see if I have this same issue or not. Okay. Okay, where we have, apologize for that. So we are back and we were talking about identifying a lot. So let's look at where the market is right now. Okay. Now, thank you for your patience and I apologize for that one. So if you look at the market on the weekly chart for the Dow Jones, let me just bring this up in here. And I'm going to bring up the Dow Jones chart here. This is the one. And what you see here is the peak and valley. So we're going to put Dow Jones YM1. So Dow Jones is right at the correction that we wanted, the 10% correction that we've seen in here. So this is actually a very good correction. If I'm going to switch to a weekly chart here. So you can see from here onwards, you can see the last round where they had, this is a weekly chart where the big one that they had was the 11%. That was the big pullback that we've seen way back in September 2020. And right now we're about 12% to the peak of this thing. No doubt the market will retest back here, but you do have a little bit of support in here depending how the situation is. I think this is as far as the market can go at the 2,100 level in here. That's for the Dow Jones. Now if you go on to S&P, we use the mini S&P. I'll use the futures chart here, switching to a weekly chart, which are right at the 14%, and there was no correction. If you note back, switching to a daily chart here, and just refresh this again. The last time that the biggest we had was the 14% correction, 6%, 5% correction, all the 5%. This was the biggest so far that we've seen in here so far. The market has pulled back a bit, but if it does move back up in this direction, then that's quite favorable. We just have to wait for the green pentagon. So having said that, why I want to bring this out is to demonstrate to you what we've seen in the market here. Now, let's look at some of the studies that were done by the university and academic, right? They were talking about the level of the market. How was the situation during the Iraq war? Now, if you look back, United States has one of the biggest impact where there was effect almost a 10% of a fall in here, right? When there's a war, as for the Malaysian market, it's almost none, all right? And you can see there was a big impact. Turkey, Sweden, all Germany, Taiwan, there were a big impact in here. So this was a study done back in 2003. Now, if you fast forward it today, you can see even similarly for our KLCI market. If you look back at the energy market, right, that impact that you see in here is the red mark. That's the S&P 500. You can see the market actually sold off from the old high here, about 5% from where we were compared to September, whereas the KLCI, right, move up in tandem with the energy. The KLCI is up 4% since September 2020. So that tells you, right, our market, the KLCI market, has not much of an impact. As a matter of fact, it has benefited from the energy sectors in here. So that study prevailed back in 2003. Now, another studies that we want to show you in here is the average recovery month. You will notice, right, the biggest invasion so far, looking back to 1941 all the way back to 2020, the biggest of the war was the US terrorist attack. That was the 9/11. That occurred in 2001, and market dropped down about 11.6%. Then there was an invasion of the Kuwait, which is pretty much what we're seeing right now, the 14% mark. Then it took 189 days, okay, to go back to recovery. Of course, taking from an average, depending how extent if the other party does. So that's why you understand many of the other Western countries like the British and German, the French and Americans do not like to partake in the war because they are also involved pretty much in their own economic and political agenda that they have for themselves coming to survive in here, and they don't want to be involved as they don't want their own stock market to go through what they have seen so far. I do think that they have learned in the past the number of days that they take to recover in here. And you can see the smaller they are, it usually takes about 69 days just on top here, or 2.5 months, the shortest time frame in here. The longer one, it will take up to about 190 days. That's almost 6 months down the road. It depends how much you need. So with this, I do hope that give you a clarification how much the market, it does represent an opportunity to buy, which we'll see in here. So again, why we do see that this crisis itself, yes, it is a danger, but it is also an opportunity. What do you think inside there? Give me what you think in your thing, in the comment in here. Do you see opportunity or do you see danger? Of course, I only see opportunity. I'm looking to buy. I'm going to share with you. That's what that drawn down in here hasn't been really that severe. We still have that about 14% drawdown in there. We are not in a bear market, nor we are in a recession in here. Market still strong as ever in here. So boils back to the topic what we have for tonight. Whether trading or investing, which is better for you? Should I trade or should I invest? Now, for those of you who are with me tonight in here, if you're investing, just type in if you're investing. If you're trading, just type in trading. And if you're both, just type in both. I really appreciate your comment down here. So sort of give me a few. Who am I really talking in here for tonight, this presentation in here? Whether investing and trading, which is better for you? Just type it inside there. Of course, when you look at the two words, investing and trading, of course, many of you would think it is more of time frame, right? And whether I'm going long or going short, whether do I invest for the longer term. Now, it always boils back to a few things, whether this is suitable for you or this is better for you. Let's take a look at some of the prevalent. But first, let's take a look at what is the difference between them. All right, let's take a look. What's the difference between them? Definitely, you can see which one is best for you. First of all is the most common definition. Now, if you look at investing in here, we are basically planting sort of a money tree, right? We are hoping for it to grow, right, in a manner just like the economic growth, just like the sector growth, just like the earnings of the revenue growth, where this is growth due to consumption, due to growth of human growth, as well as also population growth and more people consuming. There's also a change of trend and also buying behavior. That's other kind of thing that you invest. Now, what we see on the right hand side, trading, is what is happening right now. The Russian and Ukraine war has caused a lot of market opportunity. Definitely from there, by understanding candlestick, understanding price and volume, and understanding volume spread analysis, all these are what we call technical analysis. And if you under all the level like we've seen, the CPO prices has gone up from 6,000 to 8,000 even in 1 minute today. That price shot up 150 points on the FCPO, and remember, 1 point is 25 ringgit. Just within 1 minute, you can either make 1,250 ringgit or more, or you can lose 1,000. So those are the kind of opportunity we talk about in here. Both ways does make money, but which one is suitable for you? And that's what we're going to talk about it now. So make sure you stay on too. So if you look at investing in trading, first of all, we're talking about the duration. All right. First thing, very simple. We want to keep it here is the duration. In investing, we usually talk about a longer time frame, can be months, 18 months, 19 months, 20 months in here. But when trading, it's definitely in a very short time. It could be a 3-minute, it could be a daily, it could be a intraday, it could be in weeks, less than 30 days, less than 1 week or 2 weeks, right? But definitely no more in the years when we talk about trading, because our time frame is very, very short. And the reason why we do trading is because of market volatility that goes up and goes down. That's what we are looking at. Now take a look at FCPO prices and you definitely know what I mean right now, because the market has definitely moved a lot more. Not forgetting the crude palm oil that has also moved up due to the Russian and Ukraine war. Next is about the final purpose of it. Now in trading, if you can look up here, the real purpose of it is earning income. It's the profiting between buy low and sell high. So the difference between your selling price minus your buying price, and that is the difference, and that's why we use cash. In this case, we're getting cash and some forms of leverage too. If you buy the penny stocks, you're definitely using leverage. If you're buying the structured products, you're definitely using leverage too. And it can work both ways. You can make a lot of money, but at the same time, you can also lose a lot of money if you are not careful. And in my opinion, trading is good when you first started off. But as you get a bit older, right, it's very important that as you get older, you tend to be very slow in your reaction. You tend to react slowly. Then you might take a back seat, may not be suitable for you, and you want to invest in the long term. Of course, when you are younger and you want to make very, very quick decision, you can step in and buy, and you can get out very, very fast within the day or within 1 or 2 days. Then in trading, maybe something for you in here. But the focus is always been income for trading, and for investing is definitely growing wealth, where we place and bet on the time frame, maybe 18 months, 12 months, or 24 months, where we become part and parcel of the growth factor there, where we're looking at the investment will grow over time. You need to have time. That's very important. And that's the basis what we're looking over time. And then next, for investing, we can buy and hold and perhaps even sell at the target price. Whereas for trading, you can buy and sell almost intraday, almost daily. As you can see fit, you can do 5 trades a day, just like what we have done in our CPO live trading, right? Remember, we did 3 trades, we make a few $100, all within less than 5-10 minutes. And that's always been something that we want to share and teach the member in here in our master classes in here. So that's one of the. Now, if you look back in terms of the liturgy, what we have 2 camps, okay? The first camp, when we look at this, would be the investing camp. Okay, we look at the investing camp, right? On the left-hand side of the screen, that's where you have the father of value investor. That's Warren Buffett. And on the right side of the screen, you have trading. That's right, trading. This is no other than Jesse Livermore, one of the biggest stock market manipulator. I think many of you heard, just check him out, Jesse Livermore. And he is one of the proponents of Richard Wyckoff, the days where Richard Wyckoff really studied Jesse Livermore, and from then onwards being able to know him as one part and parcel of the smart money manipulator. And this is why how the story and how VSA was born, how Richard Wyckoff was born, and many of you may have known this. But let's take a look point by point when it comes to investing in here. For start, when it comes to investing, the time frame is always longer in here. We said here earlier on, okay? So let me just bring up my pen here. All right, so the time frame here is always longer, and for S, for that in trading is always shorter term, and we're going to be talking about many transactions. Okay, many transactions. Next, the mindset of an investor is being part of the company. You need to know what you're buying. If you're investing, if you're buying semiconductors, if you're buying Berjaya Auto, if you're buying Mazda, you need to know what you are buying. You need to know roughly if the company is profitable or not, what does the long-term view about in the industry, whether the sector is growing. That's already part and parcel of it, right? But in trading, you don't really care about what the company does. All you care is buy low, sell high. That's all you do, right? Or you sell high, buy back low. That's meaning short. You're not really interested in the what we call the fundamental. So not interested in the fundamental. Okay, fundamental, we just put FA. Okay, how is it so far? If my speed okay, if my speed is okay, just type in here. And you are less sensitive to the short-term fluctuation, right? Right now, like we see the war, right? Usually this kind of thing, you see this as an opportunity. If you have those stocks, you still will hold it because there's no reason why you are selling it, because you see this, right? Just like I've shared with you before, the average past time of recovery, right? It's about 69 days, right? About almost 3 months. And if that's over, the market will continue to move up because you are part and parcel of a growth story of the company in here. Whereas this one, you're very sensitive to short-term fluctuation, just like what we're seeing in FCPO prices and also the crude oil prices, right? Where we see big movement, all right? Then you want to take some position in here and you want to buy here, okay? Buy here and then sell here. And that's what you do, okay? So all in all, right, the longer term will be like this, okay? And this could be a long term, this could be many years plus 3 or more. Here could be just starting off year 1. And in between, you can buy, right, and then sell here. Okay, so that's how you profit. So this one is a longer time frame, and this one is a shorter time frame. This could be in weeks. Okay, so is that clear so far? I think that's pretty alright, right? So next is that little commission fee due to infrequent buying and selling. Because you won't be doing a lot of transactions, you need to probably do 1 transaction or 2 transactions. Okay, here within weeks, you may have done already 2 to 3 transactions, right? So you have to pay attention to commission. So sometimes those of you who are trading the US market, go for the discount broker or go for the zero commission. Of course, in Malaysia, you can still go to the Rakuten or go to some discount broker like UOB Kay. Does give you a very decent a commission for that one. And of course, more importantly, when it comes to investing, you're looking at fundamental. Okay, fundamental analysis. We look at the ratio valuation. Okay, the ratio here we are talking about is PE, ROE, dividend, and cash flows. Okay, those are the things. Whereas when it comes to the technical analysis for the trading, chart pattern, right? We always talk about the double bottom, double top, and then we talk about the VSA, right? Volume spread analysis, sign of strength. Okay, these are our signature in our VSA masterclass, yeah? Sign of weakness. Okay, so that's pretty much tells you the 2 parts, the 2 kung fu, or the 2 school of investing and trading. I hope that by this you're pretty much clarified where you are. Of course, if you are investing, you should be on the left hand side of the screen here. And if you are trading, you're on the right hand side of the screen. And if you're doing both, then you need to learn a bit both. I think in life, we all get joy and pleasure when we learn new things, right? Do you agree? Now, you agree? Give me another thumbs up. So having said that, if you are investing itself, you might want to do investing, but learn to trade a bit. But if you are just purely trading, you may want to do some investing. And that way, you have 2 sides. And that's what we do in our masterclass, where we teach you the best of both worlds, both trading and investing in here. Now, those who don't know, I started off as a value investor, but later on when I met Tom Williams and also Bill Wurmai, I have turned into a pretty good trader. But although my first flair and my first love is still investing, but I use VSA, Wyckoff as my market timing in here. I'm going to show you some of the results that we have so far. Has been very, very good in here. Now, if you look at the market, let me just delete this first. Okay. Now, if you look at this, our offering in VSA in here, we have the VSA 360 that really focus on the investing part of the equation. Then we have the SMARTRobie apps. Many of you know I've been doing the breakfast show every Monday and Wednesday in here, and we use that both for between investing and trading. We know that you also have the fundamental method in for evaluating the investing of the stocks, and then we also have the Trade VSA plugin. That's the one you've seen in here with our peak and valley. So all in all, you could see on both sides of it, we pretty much are engaged on the trading and investing. On the area of investing, we have the Robie FA ratings, we have growth investing, which we'll be teaching in a 1 or 2 months time. We have the deep discount investing method, we have the Sumo method, right? We also have the intrinsic value calculation in here, a very simple method. You can also watch that method on our SMARTRobie apps in here, right? That is available on YouTube. And not to forget the sector and diversification and bit more. On the right hand side, when it comes to trading in here, we have volume spread analysis, which is the signature of we have our Pentagon guider, we have our VF indicator by our coach Fu, then we have our market stages indicator, we have the peak valley, we have the risk management, remember the ping pong game, and so on and so forth. So those are the two sides of the story that we're trying to teach to our members in here. Now, of course, my Sifu in here is Tom Williams, which is the father analysis, and he always said before, understanding market dynamics, it's important with regards to price and volume. And for me, what I always share with the members and the audience is it is important to understand volume spread and the market structure of the stock market. That has made me to handsomely profit from this market here. Even right now, I'm thinking of buying into market. I haven't sold any of my stock yet as I'm adding more position into the market. I'm just looking at the right time to be buying in here. Look at the setup. So that's why we really want to promote our VSA 360 dashboard in here. It comes with all the necessary features that you use. The stock screener, let me just get back, the VSA indicator, the stock ratings, and our user regular. Now let's also take a look at the famous investor and trader camps in here. We have on the left hand side the fundamental analysis, the people with the global macroeconomics. They look at price and volume, they look at valuation, they look at margin and safety. And who are these people, right? They are Ray Dalio, Benjamin Graham, and also Warren Buffett, which is the father of volume spread analysis in here. On the right side of the screen in here are the trading folks, okay? Then you have the William O'Neill, which is a student of Wyckoff, and we have George Soros, which is using also another price and volume trader, right? And not to forget Richard Dennis from the Turtle Trader. These are famous for his fixed rules, and William O'Neill for Ken Slim in here. So both itself are famous in their own way, and both itself has able to grow their portfolio and make millions and millions over time and over years in here. We're going to be looking at that. So what approach is suitable for me in here? Should I invest and should I trade? So what do you all think? All right. Should you still want to change? Now, of course, what I'm going to be talking about is looking at the personal life cycle in here, where you are, whether you are starting off with a family saving, or you're just working out as an intern and starting a family, having more children in here, or just retiring and giving it away. So that's personal life cycle. It's very important when you want to consider. We feel that this method will balance the missing or the gaps that most people had, where they only look at trading but they don't look at investing, and if they are looking at investing, they don't look at trading. We feel that this personal life cycle with lifestyle will give you a very, very good balanced approach. So we are introducing here, right? Now, depending the age level you are, you could be a young person in late 30s and you have a small capital. Now compare that you are an elderly person and have some capital with me, right? And that's what you want to do with it, all right? So what we really want to do, first thing first, is to understand yourself, where you are, all right? Now I have in front of me here, it's a very good book. It's surrounded by idiots, How many of you read, this is a bestseller book on the New York Times, and it basically talks about understanding yourself. Now, this is actually comes from Sun Tzu. If you understand yourself, know where your strength, know where your weaknesses, then you're likely to win all battle. Now, why is it? He said it himself, right? There are 4 types of human behavior to make it himself. And when you understand them, right, you will take advantage of them. Let me just read you a quote inside here. It's a simple, groundbreaking method of assessing anyone, including yourself, how we communicate and how we benefit from our relationship. So this is something very, very good. I highly recommend you to get this book, Surrounded by Idiots. You can get it from Kinokuniya. I got mine from the online store, and I have it in me here. So it's simply also look at the 4 types of people that you are, and some of you may able to identify them. Now, if you can identify yourself for who you are, just type inside there. First of all is the red person. You see on the far right is the red person in here. Generally, you're ambitious, you're persistent, you're competitive, and a big ego. Now, how many of you are red person? If you're a red person, type in red person. Okay. Now, the next one on the just below the red person is the blue person. You can see the blue person is this one here, and it's a blue color. This one is a red color, and he's very careful. He's very precise. He's systematic, and he thinks too much before an action. Does it sound like you? If it does, type it in there. Are you a blue person? Then we go on to the yellow person. Okay, the yellow person in here is someone that is flexible, someone that is creative, friendly, and talk too much too. Okay, does that sound like me? I talk too much, friendly, creative. Yeah, let's have some fun, isn't it? And how about the last one, which is the green person? This is the green person in here. It is friendly, it is calm, patient, and always stay in the comfort zone. So which one describes yourself in here? Whether are you a blue person? Or you can be a mixture. Sometimes I do think that we not necessarily fall into it, but we want to talk about predominantly which type. Now, I could be a blue person with a yellow and a little bit shade of red. It happens too, right? But it's also good that we falls into majority of one character. If I have to, I'm actually a blue person. I think too much before I have another action in here. But also sometimes I talk too much too. Alright, now why this is important, let's go on to the next idea here. Alright, so once you have that, and then this is where you want to see whether you are red, bold, yellow, creative, green, where you're one of the selfless of all. You're friendly, you're willing to help people, and with a keen mind and detail oriented, you're the blue person. So generally, try to think of it, which area do you really fall into? All right, if you does, then I'm going to introduce you the next concept, which will help you too in the scheme of things. So investing or trading in here, so for a young guy, generally many of them are a red person. Okay, they have a small capital, they are the red person in here. Then on the elderly person who have some capital, and they are green person. So green person means they are very, very relaxed because they are already sort of retired in here. And this is pretty much the lifestyle that you want to be. So here is the green and here is the red. All right. So assuming that you are in this category, maybe you're on the blue person, but let's say you're on the red person and the green person, we will address that. And this is the framework, what we talk about, the life cycle versus the lifestyle personality framework in here. You can grab a picture of this or you can watch it a bit later. What I simply says in here is the methodology, how you want to embrace the way, including investing and trading, which we talk about the area of either Warren Buffett or Jesse Livermore. Now, let's take a look at the first one here. There's a pointer here. So if you are young with limited capital in here, then because of limited capital, you might want to do more trading. Day trading with the swing inside. Now, what is swing? Swing, in a way, it's very similar to Pentagon Guider. When the Pentagon Guider turn green, that's where you go in. And when the Pentagon Guider turn red or you hit a certain limit, you exit. That's what swing is all about in here, right? So this is what I say. But then if you are young with limited capital, but your lifestyle, this is lifestyle, this is active. Okay, this one is active. This one is passive. Okay, this one is active. This one is passive. And if you are a passive person, but you're young, you got limited capital, then you can invest through a swing method. Very similar to trading, except trading you're in shorter time frame. Invest in a swing method, you may hold your position slightly longer, perhaps weeks in month, and also you want to look for companies that has good fundamental. Make sense? Right? So you invest in company that have good fundamental, but you don't want to keep it too long. So you invest through a swing method. Means you use green pentagon to go in, but you look for great companies in here. As a matter of fact, on March 12th, we will have a new stock screener on SMARTRobie. It's called Robie FA. Robie Fundamental, and that's what it serves for that purpose. Look for great companies that have great fundamentals that pay great dividend. Now on the side of the senior, if you're slightly elderly, a senior with capital, but you are active, then you want to trade with a ratio 1-3, which means for every 4 trades, 1 is trading, 3 is investing, 1-3. All right, simple, right? So you're going to be investing more than you trade. And of course, if you are passive, then you want to be more fully invested. Okay, so you're more fully invested means you don't trade, you stay back and you come and watch Martin talk, you come and watch full talks on the weekend, you come and watch Coach Arif and Coach Zach on our live Facebook and see how they invest and how to trade. But at the end of it, you're pretty much relaxed in your way. You just want to make a new friends in here, just like you come to the live Facebooks or come to our Zoom session. As a matter of fact, we have a Zoom session this coming Saturday, so make sure you join us. And this is where you want to know more than just investing in here. Now let's go on to the next area in here to look at some of the results that we have so far. I hope you like this so far in here with our lifestyle versus life cycle personal framework. So make sure you choose the right way and do it right in here. All right. Now let's move on to the methods, some of the methods that we talk about and the tools that we have in here. First, on the left hand side, for the day trader and swing, we have the VSA 360 in here, the trading intraday alert, the pullback method, which is taught by Coach Fu, our FCPO intraday trading for the masterclass, where you trade very short time frame, 20-30 minutes, and try to make 200 to 300 ringgit in that 20-minute session right now. And remember, 1 minute FCPO can go up almost 100 points, which is about 2,500 ringgit price range in here. That is the kind of short-term trading that we have for being swing or a day trader in here. Then on the passive side, you want to have a mid-term swing using FA fundamental or a sector-driven momentum where you want to be buying right now the plantation stocks, right? Or previously we have the technology stocks, so you want to be able to swing into that using the VSA 360. Now for the senior side, then for those of you who want to trade, you can use the 360 intraday alert, maybe just carry for 2 or 3 days, and the pullback for 4 or 5 days, and the shorter term swing, which is a monthly like the Pentagon Guider, and then the rest is fully invested, which I'm going to show you, but you can hold it for a longer period, more than 18 months, 24 months. And finally, is the last one is sector diversification investing, which is my forte, fully invested using the FA fundamental investing using Robie as a guide in here. Now let's look at some of the past performances of these using for case study. Is fully invested for a senior who have a little bit of money in here, and we will start off with the smaller account first. Those of you in here smaller account, so you can look back. The returns are for portfolio at 51,000. You have -3, -4, 51, -14, 41, -14, 5.7, 30%, and year 2021 was 23%. And then if you average it up, it's about 12.8% return every year. So you can see that 51,000 grow to be, of course, he added in here. Now it's about 300 over 1,000 in here. Let's look at portfolio B, another smaller account in here, right? Using the fully invested method. Started with 2012, 5%, 25. minus 18, that's why you don't make money all right? 34 minus 7 plus 39 minus 10 plus 9 plus 20 and plus 19. So with that 27,000, they top up another 26,000. It is already right now about 120,000 in here. All right. So this is another one, another bigger size in here for 100,000 capital here. As you can see, plus 16, minus 11, plus 48%, minus 12, plus 1, plus 30, plus 23, but still average up about 13.7% for 100K portfolio in here. This is another bigger account in here using sector diversification investing, FA investing rated portfolio in here. So some of the stocks that they have: Genting, Magnitech, QL, Kellington, Uchitech, Inari, Globetronics, and so forth here. You could see it started off in 2018, 119,000, but there's a loss here. So you can see minus 11, just like what we saw previously, 6%, 24%, and 19.5% in here. So these are portfolio of real account people who they are investing on themselves in here, managed by our professional fund manager too. So if you look back, one of the stocks that we highlight using the VSA 360, definitely you can see Inari stock invested $10,000, leaving it just for a 6-period time frame, January 2016 to now, and you would have, how much is that? 25,347 ringgit. 10,000. Of course, it has gone up to higher, to around 30,000, but of course we've seen the technology stock there. But you can see the trend is still continuing to go higher, right? Okay, let's take a look. Another one, KGB, which the KGB CFO will be coming on March 12th, and he's going to talk about semiconductor industry. So make sure you come for our free market conference that will be held on March 12th. Comes with free gift, all right? And you all like free things, right? So make sure you tell your friends, get them to come to our March 12th. We have limited seats, just 500 seats over there. That's all we have. Now, if you look at Inari KGB, started off from 10,000, it grew and went up to 100, and of course it went up to almost 134,000 in here. But right now, as of today, it is doing about 100,000. So just imagine your 10,000 become 100,000. Who said money cannot be made in the longer term? And this is definitely one of the ways we have done it before, and we showed it the big portfolio. There will be ups and downs in here, okay? So if you look at that, we in our VSA 360, we have set up the Robie FA portfolio in here. This was on January 27, no doubt. This is for a growth portfolio of GCB, KGB, Inari, and DNO. You can see right now, it's just a slight small percent loss in here. Then we also have another one in our VSA 360, which we'll release later for a conservative portfolio with a little bit of growth, all right, using the sector diversification: Guangzhong, Uchitech, RC Capital, and KGB, which is about just slightly less than 1%. And we started this portfolio on February 24th. All this on our VSA 360 here, all right, VSA 360 in here. And of course, we also want to showcase our VSA Turtle Trader that we started also in January. And what we did was, from our masterclass attendance, those who came to our program, we interview about 15 of them, right, of our candidates in here. So we go through the process, why they wanted to become the turtle trader in here. And you can see using the trader daily trading swing techniques, which is part and parcel. You can see bi-weekly they were making about 0 points. The high one about 2.8%. Some were making 8.8% in 2 weeks. And the more recent one, which is the candidates from our swing, were at 6.5 for 2 weeks, 5.8, 3.3, 3.3. So these are the returns for 20,000 returns in here. So you can see we do make winner and loser, but there are more winners than losers. So this is again on the day trading swing method. All right. So we have the fully invested, we have the day swing traded in here. Then we go on to a little bit more on our Turtle Trader program. What is it all about? We started back in January and February. We just finished the program. We got pretty good result. Just showing you the result. Despite the market volatility month here, there was a lot of great sharing among between the coaches and also the trader themselves. We did have a bi-weekly meeting where myself and my coach Arif, we met up with our Turtle Trader in our masterclass in here, and to really guide them through our program, what is expected to be a Turtle Trader in here. And we gave them a learning experiment where they try to trade outside of their comfort zone. Just imagine if you are an investor and now you're starting to trade shorter term, or if you are shorter term trader in here, you would have an opportunity to invest in the longer term. Think about that. Think of what we call, the mindset in here in this book that we have. And the winner results will be announced on the 12th of March. So make sure you join us on the March 12th for our free conference in here. Now also we have the invest and trade those who are senior, we have a bit of capital and a bit more active, is our Pentagon Guider real money trading in here. Now, no doubt here you could see we currently have 2 trades already. Evergreen and Gambuda, which is about 7% return and a 2% return. Let's take a look at the first one, which is Gambuda, that we enter on the 21st of February. You can see on green Pentagon here. Okay, we enter here on green Pentagon. It did not go lower than our ATR stop loss. In the last 2 days, it hits up. That is a nice, I think 7% return, right? Am I correct? Yeah, a 7% return with a 550 ringgit in here. Then the next trade is Evergreen, which we enter on the 8th of February, which is this trade here. You can see 8th of February here, this trade. And it didn't hit our ATR stop loss, and it rebounded back, giving us a 2% profit so far. And we hold it for a period of time, just for about 4 or 5 weeks in here. Those rules will be available in our master class, right? These are the things that we train our students and our members to always do that. Okay, and all our Pentagon Guider are fully back tested. If we see that going back to 2020, this return was about 24% return. And if you go back to 2018, a 50% return. 2019, 118% return. And 2020 was a 75% return. For 2021, we only have a 6% return. It is all in tandem with the market returns and the kind of stocks that we have. So all our method, like it or not, you are more likely to win than lose. We cannot guarantee profit, but if you follow the methods what we talk about in here, whether you are trading and investing, we definitely have something for you, which is through our programs. Okay, so all in all, in summary in here, what we want to say is, first, okay, is to decide your lifestyle and your life circle. I think that's pretty easy, right? Depending on your age level, how much capital when you can you decide what is your lifestyle and life circle? Just type it inside here for those of you who are watching in here. We're coming to our final of our summary here. Okay. What is your capital and what is your lifestyle and your age level too. That's the first thing you want to do. Next is how much time and money do you want to put in. So you want to start off with a little bit of training and then pick up the skill in here. All just like what our turtle trader has gone through, and they're able to experience and use the tools that we have for you. And then finally, you decide on a suitable system, and more importantly, an educational part to reskill yourself as a trader and as an investor. That's always been the education that you have, and that way you're able to benefit from it. So our program in here, as I said before, we have our right program for you, whether you're using our courses, which are our combo plan in here, as well as a plugin which have the VSA 360, and also an opportunity to participate in our turtle trading system. All this as part and parcel of our educational program. So check it out from our website in here. And we're going to go on to the last part, which is actually hit that subscribe button, and we are already at the end of our presentation in here. And don't forget, our market conference will be on the 12th of March in here. Many more on Wyckoff path of stock analysis. That's a new way in here. So we are open for question and answer in here. You have any question and answers, questions for me, just pencil in there. All right, if you don't have any more questions, I would really appreciate if you can go over to our Google Play Store or to our Google review on the QR code here. Or if you have any question that you really want to ask us about our package, our plugin and our combo plan, that's a number you want to be reaching out inside there. All in all, I wish you the best, and I see you on Saturday for our Zoom session in here. So check out our event calendar on our Trade VSA chart, or you can just log into our tradevsa.com. So good night. Thank you for coming, and if you have any question, pencil those in here. I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.